Before I show you the greatest football game ever made, let me show you its predecessor, and that is Bill Walsh College Football. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this game is because it's still really playable, and it's better than any of the Maddens that you will play on in any of the 16-bit consoles like Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, or even the TurboGrafx 16. This game is a solid football game, has everything that you want in a football game, and it plays very good. It's right up there with Joe Montana, Tecmo Bowl, or even Mutant Football League. It's just that good, but it's not the best because the best game that was ever made, or best football game, was Bill Walsh College Football 95. Now, the reason why this game is the best football game ever made is because of its gameplay. You can do everything in this game. You can get interceptions. You can block passes. You can block passes even from the quarterback. You can sack the quarterback. You can run your own routes as a receiver. So it's even fun playing co-op mode. You can even get fumbles. If you hit the guy at the right time, if he catches it and you hit him at the same time that he catches it, you most likely will get a fumble. It's fun to play offense, and it's fun to play defense in this game. The two-player mode is even funner, and they took out the whole, in part one, or in the Bill Walsh College Football, they had this like box passing system where as soon as you go to make a pass, these three boxes will come on the screen and kind of block the whole field. So it really almost makes it impossible to play a co-op game or even really do any significant defense because these boxes just kind of block the whole field. So this game is just better at everything. Even the players play a lot smoother. They're a lot faster in this game as well. Some teams play differently than others. Some teams will be better at catching. Some teams will be better at running. Some teams' defenses will be better than other teams' defenses. And how they do this is they just make certain players faster than others. Like in their defense might be fast or their defense might be slow, stuff like that. And it's just a really, really solid game. It uses the same engine as Bill Walsh College Football, but they just smoothed it out. They just made it quicker, faster. The music is better. Just about everything in the game is better, except for a few things they took out. Like they took out the music when you make a field goal, and they also took out the dancing when you make a touchdown. But that doesn't really matter. The game is just, one of the things that they took out was the old teams. You can't pick any, classic teams. You can only pick the teams, of that time. So that really doesn't matter because the gameplay is just so solid that it's just really that good. I'm trying to explain how the game is. The best way to explain is, a lot of the simulation games at the time, like football games, didn't really give you too much control on the field. Like, they would give you these, bad calls, and there would just be all this, you really didn't have any control over what was going on. In this game, you have complete control over everything in the game. You have control over your quarterback. You have control over the receiver. You actually have to catch the ball. You actually have to block the passes. You actually have to go after the quarterback. You have complete control of everything on the field. And it doesn't have the it doesn't have the box passing system, so you can see everything on the field. Everything is visible. And it is just the best football game I've ever played in my life. It really is. There is nothing that compares to this. And I can confidently say that this football game is the best football game in the 16-bit era. There is not one 16-bit console or anything that has a better football game. It's just the best football game you're going to find of that era. You just have to play a little bit of it, and it's really fun to play against somebody, and it's even, I'd say, even more fun to play co-op with somebody. I know that sounds weird, but it actually is really fun playing co-op because of you just have to work together as a team. That's one thing you won't see in any other game. It usually is in the other games, everybody's fighting to be the quarterback. In this game, it really doesn't matter. You don't mind being either one. You don't mind being the receiver, and you don't mind being the quarterback. Because the gameplay is just that solid. You have complete control over your receiver, and you run your own routes as your receiver. So if you're playing with somebody, it's fun actually playing with somebody, and you're a receiver, and you're actually running your own routes. You're trying to get open. It's just really, really fun gameplay. It's really sad because I just don't understand why this game just never got any credit. Madden got all this credit. You still see Madden games today. What happened, to Bill Walsh? Why don't they have Bill Walsh games? Or why don't they even have this game on, I don't know, somebody's got to put this game online, whether it be Nintendo, whether it be PlayStation, whether it be Xbox. Somebody's got to put this game online for people to play each other. It is just that good. You really got to play it to know how fun it is. So Bill Walsh College Football. If you find this game, it's really cheap too. It's about $2. I think you could find Bill Walsh College Football, the original one, for about 50 cents to even $1. So you won't have a tough time finding the game, and there's no excuse to not play this game if you're a football fan, because you're just going to love this game. It's classic, 16-bit controls, that doesn't make any sense, but yeah, pick it up.
It's good.